This is our 100-year-old elementary school that we've turned into our home. But for 4 years during construction and moving in and a new baby, we've been ignoring the outside. And that ends now.
What do you think we should plant here, bud?
Poison ivy.
You think we should plant poison ivy? Are you crazy?
Because what we're about to do to this yard is going to change the whole look and feel of the building. Finally, we're completely reworking the front of the school with the landscaping it has really needed. And in the back, I'm finally doing something that I've been dreaming about for years.
I'm planting a cocktail forest, an edible wonderland full of native plants and trees and flowers for me and the bees.
And don't worry, in this big yard transformation video, there will also be some fun new additions for the kids. But it's not as fun to figure out how to plant a whole food forest all by yourself. So I called up my nerdiest plant person, my most playful camp counselor of a friend. You might know her as Black Forager, aka Alexis Nicole Nelson.
Stacy, middle name Grissom, I swear to God, if you don't put a Juneberry into that yard, I will walk to Indiana and put it in myself.
We'll return for her professional opinion on all things that I'm about to show you, so stay tuned. To really understand how big this schoolyard transformation is, we need to go back to the beginning. Back when we bought the school, the yard was not the priority, which is a nice way of saying it was a disaster. We're talking about piles of junk with honeysuckle growing through them, mosquito breeding facilities, overgrown fence rows, a satellite dish gazebo, little skunk motel,
And a murder barn with raccoon squatters. But honestly, that's still a problem.
That first winter with Shad and his crew and my dad's tractor, we did a massive cleanup. We cleared out what we could, we hauled off what we couldn't, and slept a little easier at night knowing that all of that wasn't sitting around back there. And then we put in a French drain to get water away from the basement, a new driveway, and then absolutely demolished the yard in all of that process. Full-on construction chaos. Then came the garage build, which made an even bigger mess. And finally, Adam and his crew from Arrow Earth came in and smoothed it all back out. Which left us with a mud pit. So I planted some grass, which was truly a horrific chore.
I hate this chore.
And that first winter out here, the yard looked pretty bleak for a while. Just wide open, cold, and pretty sad. But then, last spring and summer, we finally started building something back from the desolate little wasteland. Last year we built the kids a playground from Cedarworks, and this has been one of my favorite adult Lego projects. It was so satisfying. It was such a good investment because it occupies the kids so that we can do more yard work. Last spring, I also planted over 50 native trees, dogwoods, oaks, pawpaws, persimmons, tons of trees that I've dreamt of planting for a long time when I daydream about having a little bit of land. We also built our garden, which was a ton of work, but an investment for future years. And through all of that, we continued to completely ignore the landscaping around the building. We were ignoring the larger landscaping around the schoolhouse, mostly due to budget, but also a little bit of decision fatigue. And also due to the fact that I spent most of last spring and summer pregnant, and hauling rocks and dirt in the heat just wasn't going to happen.
And that ends now.
It is time to finally tackle the landscaping and give this old building a front yard worthy of her.
So here's the plan. After noodling on it for over a year, I decided we're not going to be planting anything right against the building. Part of that is because I don't want to mess with the French drain that I mentioned earlier. There's a few inches of topsoil next to the building, and then it's stone all the way down to the drainage pipes that are doing the very important work of keeping our basement dry. So I would prefer not to mess with that. Also, these grass clippings on all the windows after every mow, it drives me nuts and it just makes the building look super dirty. And I'm tired of it. So stone it is. Then on top of the stone are going to be some planters filled with some dwarf evergreen trees that hopefully don't grow or die too fast in the planters.
So when I found these corten steel planters from Veradek, I was like, oh, that velvety, rusty patina against the brick and with some evergreens, now we're talking. And I was honestly thrilled that they wanted to partner on this video because it felt like it was the piece that was missing. So I got everything unboxed and started building, and this was back in February, which meant it was freezing, and Griff is just quietly sitting in the background of all these clips, along for the ride.
Baby legs. Little baby legs.
Thank you, doctor. Okay, now all these planters I've built, I'm about to make them rusty. On purpose.
Corten steel is kind of like magic. It forms its own protective rust layer so it weathers over time without actually breaking down. But I'm impatient, so I followed the instructions on Veradek's website and I tried to speed things up with a little bit of peroxide, vinegar, and salt. A very official science experiment, and it totally worked.
Okay, well, I tried getting my garden sprayer ready, but it's broken. So I'm gonna have really strong hands after this. Gosh, it's already starting. That is so cool. Okay, we're here for spray number 2. We're getting ready for spray number 3. What do you say, Margot? They're good? Yeah. Planters are looking so good. I'm gonna put one more coat of the peroxide on it, and then I'm gonna let nature do its work and let them deepen and age. Look at that patina. It's so cool. Such cool rust. Okay, this was such a rewarding and fun science project. I am so excited to plant some trees in these.
So once I had a little schoolhouse army of planters made up and aging in the rains, it was time to prep their bed of stone.
Now, originally, I had fully planned for Sean and me to do all of this ourselves. Rent a sod cutter, dig everything out, haul in the stone, you know, casual weekend projects. But then we had a baby. And it turns out babies are negatively helpful in the haul several tons of rock activities. Riffy, you wanna join? Come here. He is very cute though. Yeah. Also, the idea of hauling literal tons of stone in our slightly temperamental 1997 Chevy Cheyenne, that was never gonna work. So we called in the pros.
This is Ryan from E&M Land Services, and I called him to help us tackle the project for us.
Up first, Cole and Braden came in to remove the sod and put down landscape fabric and the Indiana limestone edging stones.
This part of the job would have taken us so long. As I was watching them work, I was just so thankful that they saved us many, many weeks. They finished in a couple days. Watching them work, I also had two thoughts. One, wow, it's really cute that I thought we could do this ourselves. And two, we absolutely made the right call by calling in the pros. So this is the part where we find out if this is a good idea or not. Up until now, everything's been kind of theoretical and drawn on my iPad. I thought it would work, but this was my real first swing in landscaping. But it was time to finally place the planters. No more guessing. So we started with laying them out along the front, leveling them with the fine stone, measuring for spacing, trying to get everything to feel right. I will say that this is one of those moments when you really question everything. Like, are these planters the right size? Did I order the wrong number? Should they be closer together? Do I know anything about anything? But then you step back and suddenly it starts to click. The scale, I think it makes sense. And the rust against the brick, I'm so into it. It is so good. After that, Ryan came back and added the final layer of river rock over the fabric. And then it was my turn. Time to start planting. As these Veradek planters are quite large, I got a big delivery of 50% compost and 50% topsoil. It's so much easier and cheaper than dealing with all the plastic bags of dirt. And then I ordered some perlite and got some sand to mix into the soil since junipers like their soil to drain well, and I wanted those little roots to be able to breathe.
A witch's brew. Boil, toil, and trouble.
I had my little helper assisting me, and it took a couple baby nap times, but I did get all those planters filled up. time to start planting.
Just got a really special delivery at the schoolhouse. Let's go check it out.
So for the plants going into these planters, I went back to one of my favorite spots when I'm hunting for really specific things, fast-growing trees. It really stresses me out to be shopping with the kids and trying to read tags and figure out what would be the right plant for the right spot, and it's native. So for me, it's a lot easier to get exactly what I want by researching it online and then ordering from fast-growing trees.
A little guy.
I ordered a bunch of red twig dogwoods from them last year, and I planted them against this retaining wall, and they were little back then, but just look at them now. They are thriving. And in the winter, this is when they are really showing off. When everything else kind of disappears, these red twig dogwoods, they just really show off against the snow. Anyway, I love buying from them, so I partnered with them on this video and I found some real gems, starting with these blue arrow junipers. They're this narrow columnar variety that is super cold hardy, and they're perfect for containers like these. And even though they're small right now, they're going to grow into this space, reaching about 12 to 15 feet tall, but still only staying about 2 feet wide.
Blue arrow juniper.
Why?
Yes. That's what kind of tree it is.
Blue arrow juniper.
Look at like sand. You can see that.
I love that kind of tree.
Do you?
You love it?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it droopy?
She's just gotta get in her home and then she'll grow up straight.
For these planters, I knew I wanted something evergreen and structured, something that would hold its own in every season, and I have a feeling that these are going to be just right. And if you want to check out fast growing trees, I've got a code in my description below where you can get 20% off. So this is one of the more unique ideas I've had for the schoolhouse. Ever since we bought a school 4 years ago to turn into our house, I've been daydreaming about doing something big in the backyard.
And now I'm doing it.
I'm planting a cocktail forest. The cocktail forest is going to be full of native plants and trees, and last year I planted over 60 native trees all around the yard.
But this is the one I've been waiting for.
These are service berries, and they are delicious. I first tried them years ago when I was foraging with the forage queen herself, back before she was big time famous.
Tote bags are a very official way to carry your foraged finds. They get my endorsement of approval.
But we're going to hear more from her soon, so hold tight. And anyway, ever since she introduced me to service berries, I knew I needed them in my future yard. And today, that dream comes true. Service berries taste kind of like a blueberry with a hint of almond, and I am so excited to get them growing. Maybe I'll even make a cocktail this summer if I beat the birds. Also joining the cocktail forest,
We've got pawpaws. My persimmons might be dead. Chokeberries. Honey locust. Elderberry.
Forsythia.
And a magnolia. She's not native, but she's not invasive. And she tastes like ginger, so she gets to stay. Lilacs too.
Someday soon, I'm going to walk out into this yard and casually harvest ingredients for a very impressive cocktail menu. Until then, what am I missing? Finally, before I get to the tour and show Alexis to see if she approves, I wanted to show you a couple little other backyard updates for the kids, starting with a zip line. I saw one of these for sale at Tractor Supply and it planted the idea in my head. And I realized that they're only like $60 online, which honestly feels like a pretty good deal for years of entertainment. I need to pull it. So earlier this spring, we installed one, and it's already been very worth it. And then over here by the garden, we have our little gnome village. Last year we made this tiny gnome house out of a little mailbox that someone literally drove into. And after our neighbors Karen and Rich saw the video that I made last year, they gifted the kids a few more pieces for the village. We store everything away over the winter, but now that it's back out again, the kids can spend an absurd amount of time tending to the little gnomes while we work outside.
Wants to sit on the bench.
Your gnome.
This is like Shrek's house.
Oh, it's like Shrek's house. Yeah. Oh, it's an outhouse. That's for pooping.
Margo, if the gnomes have to poop and pee, they go in this.
And finally, it's time to show the backyard progress to my brilliant friend and super plant nerd to see how I'm actually tracking on all of this work. So Alexis and I worked together at BarkBox, where we ran the social team. It was a lot of working with dogs, and our jobs consisted of doing things like building Dumb and Dumber cars or working on T-Pain music videos. It was a deeply weird place to work in the best way. But since our BarkBox days, Alexis has become an actual outdoor celebrity. She's a forager, an outdoor educator, author, TED Talk giver, James Beard Award winner, Jimmy Kimmel guest, just general chaos woodland icon. And she's a dear friend. One of my favorite things that she's done on the internet is a little song called Kill Your Local Bradford Pear.
Kill your local Bradford pear. Invasive beast, he doesn't care. His flowers smell like cum, spreads like crazy, respects no one. So kill your local Bradford pear. Send those branches falling through the air.
Every time I hear that song, it gets stuck in my head. Anyway, like I mentioned earlier, Alexis came down this winter from her home in lovely Columbus, Ohio, to brainstorm plants and to talk about her new book, Happy Snacking, Don't Die, which comes out this fall. So during this backyard tour, I'm also gonna be flashing a few of the recipes from her new book, and I guess we'll see what the professional thinks of the Schoolhouse backyard. So I'm gonna start the yard tour, and I'm going to begin things by taking you to my Bradford pear orchard.
The tree needs to die.
Good. I love wishing death upon.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna take you into my yard. I did not plant this. These are my 23 silver maples. What can I do with those? I didn't actually know. You just said I can eat the leaves?
Yeah. In the fall, when the leaves turn colors and start falling, pick them up right as they hit the ground, and you're gonna have to store them in salt for like a year. I never said my recipes were fast, but they are easy. And then next fall, when you're gathering your next round of leaves, you take out last year's leaves, you put them into some tempura batter and give them a quick fry, and they're a really tasty, crunchy treat.
Magnolia.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
The whole Magnolia chapter.
What do you call them? Magnolia snap?
Magnolia snap cookies, because
Yeah.
I'm not clever.
Oh, I do. Okay. I bet these are in it. Hostas?
Hostas! Weirdly enough, hostas are not in the book.
What are you
but
doing?
We love eating them. I know. What am I doing?
Okay, my other one that I actually did make a recipe from, white pines.
Yes. White pine is the best, and of course, pines also get a huge shout out in the book. Color-changing pine shortbread cookies.
That's what I made. I made them for the kids.
What do you think of the pine cookies?
Good, good.
Well, as you're walking, I do have one. Mr. Serviceberry.
Serviceberry, aka Juneberry, aka Saskatoonberry, aka Sugar Plum, aka Sarvis, aka Chuckley Pear. You know it's good when it has too many names.
Holy God! Holy! Alexis, this went right by my foot. I was like, something is like moving over here.
Not the danger noodle. A garter.
I think it was a garter. He's not a danger noodle. He's just a.
No,
He's just a.
a noodle.
Mulberry.
Oh yeah.
This-
Mulberry's in the book.
She's a volunteer. Okay, yeah. Crabapple.
Yeah, crabapple's in it. Crabapple does unfortunately have to share a chapter with none other than Bradford pears.
Got a saw in my hand, this tree needs to die.
Well, okay, so this is where I'm gonna plant my milkweed. Can you, what all things can you make with milkweed?
Love milkweed because regardless of like what time of year it is, it usually has things to offer. What I featured in the book is fried milkweed bud. Then of course there is like the milkweed nectar, which is just milkweed cordial. And
AKA the best margarita you will ever have in your whole life.
In your whole life. And then I also have stuffed milkweed pods.
You are like the nerd who is reading like academic papers on how Native Americans used milkweed.
I literally am in the middle of reading through a 50-page academic paper on the milkweed family and all of the edible members of it around the world.
And this is why I love you.
The verdict.
So to end it, you've seen my yard. Where do I need to do some more work, and do you approve?
I mean, just being the forager that I am, I don't want to put any more work on your table this season, but maybe in a couple of years, a mushroom log or 3?
That's a good, I hadn't actually thought, how about a stumpery?
A stumpery would be so cool! Oh my god! And you could grow so many different types of mushrooms. It would be amazing.
All right. So assignments are mushroom log and linden.
Yes.
Okay.
And I stamp approve.
So after getting a sneak peek of her book, it is so good. A lot of the things that are in the book aren't really things that you would purposefully plant in your backyard, but they are super common. Things like Japanese knotweed or dandelions, Bradford pears, mugwort, lamb's quarters, goldenrod. There are so many interesting and beautiful recipes in there. I have a lot of foraging books. These are just the ones I could find. And her book is so unique and hilarious. So I've already pre-ordered mine, and pre-orders are a huge deal to authors for things like the bestseller list. If you're intrigued or are thinking about doing it, consider doing it early because it does make a huge difference.
And here are some shots showing what the schoolyard is looking like right about now. It's a little surreal to realize that we've been chipping away at this place for almost 5 years now. Slowly planting trees, moving dirt, dragging hoses around, and trying to turn this patch of land into the kind of food and cocktail forest that we daydreamed about when we first moved in. And, of course, it's not really just for us. It's for the birds and the bees and all the little tiny critters that make paying attention to nature so fascinating. We've still got a long way to go, and I've got a lot of watering to do. But now that the schoolhouse is feeling more properly landscaped for the long haul, we did kind of do something irresponsible that is 1000% going to take up most of our project time this summer.
We're buying a school bus for our schoolhouse, and I think maybe I should be a little bit more nervous than I am, but I'm kind of just excited.
So stay tuned. The plan is to turn this into a little camper to go around the Indiana state parks, and we've got a lot of late nights of work and research ahead. But you better believe I'm going as Miss Frizzle for Halloween this year.
Your local Bradford pear, send those branches falling through the air. Supposed to be a sterile quick fix in our ecosystem like a ton of bricks. Oh, so kill your local Bradford pear.